The first tool we'd like to discuss is levels. Levels is a primary and very important tool. You can control or adjust your image for density, for color balance, and exposure, and so forth. And this is the very first tool I like to use when bringing the image into Photoshop. So let's go ahead and get to it now. You can press Ctrl L as a shortcut for levels, and it's also available right here from the menu. The first thing you see is a composite channel. It's not really a channel, but a composite of all the three individual channels, red, green, and blue. And it basically shows you an overall picture of how much of each particular density is available in your image, with the leftmost part being pure blacks, the middle part being midtones, and the right part being highlights. As you can see, our image is concentrated somewhere in the lower middle of the gamut. So I would like to adjust this by first dragging the highlights lever to the left and making our image brighter overall. And I'd like to usually bring it right there at the edge of where the information most of the information begins. And by the way, there's a keyboard shortcut if you want more precision. You can use the up arrow key or the down arrow key to tab over by a single unit. And you can use if you hold down the shift key and then use the up and down arrow key, you can tab over in units of 10. So giving you a little bit more precision in your fine-tuning of the image. Let's go ahead and go over to the shadows right now and adjust those somewhere around 5. And then let's take the midtones, and actually this isn't midtones, this is gamma, this is the actual value, and is measured as an exponent. Nonetheless, if you drag it to the left, you make the midtones lighter. If you drag it to the right, you make the midtones darker. So basically everything under 10 or under 1 is darker, or lighter, excuse me, and everything under 1 is darker. And you can use the down arrow key and an up arrow key to accomplish the same type of precise adjustment as you could with the others. So I like it somewhere here, and let's go ahead and go over to and bring those down a little bit. Someone looks like a good number here. So this is pretty much how I adjust for density on the images before getting started with retouching. Now another note, you can also adjust the output levels, and basically what that is as our histogram here, our information of different tonal values can be compressed to values other than true black and true white, which is represented by a 0 for true black and 255 for the true white, and something in between that. A lot of times you would see an image that doesn't have pure white in the image, but it looks a little duller, and that's all basically that they do, is they drag this highlight output levels to somewhere in the light grays, so that way there is no pure black anywhere in the image whatsoever. And you can do the same thing with the blacks by dragging it to the right, but it's not as frequently used as the whites. By the way, if you hold down the Alt key, your cancel button becomes the reset button, and if you don't like your result, you can just reset to how it was when you first opened up levels. Otherwise, when you let go of Alt, it goes back to cancel, which is to cancel out of the levels tool. Likewise, you can make similar adjustments if you go to individual color channels. And the only purpose I use the individual color channels is for color correction. It gives you a very accurate, fast way of correcting for color. Of course, it does take a little bit of getting used to, but once you're familiar with it, you'll be able to adjust color in no time. So I like to visit every single channel and make adjustments until I like the way the overall image looks. And usually I adjust just the mid-tone values to shift the colors stronger, or basically to make them more pronounced, or to decrease them. And don't usually mess around with either the blacks or the whites on the individual color channels. So let's go ahead and add a little bit more red in this image and switch over to the green channel. And of course this is all to taste. So the green channel looks pretty good to me. Let's go in the blue and increase the blue to make things a little bit more pinkish. And that's pretty much it. You know, there's also shortcuts for all of these. You can hold down the control and hit tilde, and that'll give you the composite, and control 1 through control 3 for each individual color channel. But since it's so handy here, I just use that instead. So once we're through with this, go ahead and click OK, and that takes you out through it.